Hi guys, Ready Set RC here again today. Today, we're going to keep the scales big as we started off with the Sen, a Colossus XT. We have the Losi 6ix R8, Audi R8. Wanted to kind of show you guys, not really an unboxing, but kind of show you guys what this car is all about, what's actually in it, and then compare it to a couple of my other on-road cars so you guys have an idea of like the size and the scale of it and the build of it. Really was one of the first 1.6 cars that I saw out there that I really, electric 1.6 cars I saw out there that I really wanted. Now I'm kind of back on my on-road thing, especially since with having the rally cars and giving me that itch of doing on and off-road. Now I really want to get back on my on-road. That's kind of where I started off with the RC hobby, was doing a lot of on-road cars. And this, when it came out, was definitely one of them that I saw and I liked. I'm going to basically take the top off, let you guys see what we're working with underneath. Kind of bring some of my other on-road cars that I have so you guys have an idea of the scale of this and the size of this and how much, you know, Losi has actually put into this car to make it where it is. I think a lot of people, when this car came out, was trying to compare it to the Traxxas X01. X01 is another beautiful car, one of the cars I always wanted at one point in time. But when I saw this, and mainly I like my cars to kind of have more of a scale look to it. And since the R8 is a true one-to-one car out there, just caught my eye and I just saw it and I loved it when I saw it the first time and just didn't want to spend that kind of money on it. But now that the price has come down, now that when I bought it, the price that came down, along with coupon codes being available at the right time, was just the perfect time for me to go ahead and scrape this thing up. As I said, I'm going to take the shell off, let you guys see what it's working with underneath here, so you guys get an understanding of like what the true scale of what a 1.6 electric car looks like underneath. I'm just looking through it right now, and the motor is massive in there. But this is a beautiful car. As I said, I want to let you guys kind of see what I'm seeing right here. And so what I like to show you now, guys, is the top-down view of this car. Kind of like how I like to show you guys that swooping of the car coming down in front of the camera. Also want to show you guys, it takes about maybe 8 screws to take this car off. And also what you have here, guys, is these body washers that also come with the car. Some I've noticed they rivet on a little bit better. Others I've noticed that they tend to pop off once you take the screws off. They definitely affix very easily to the body, but if you are out and you have a need to take the body off, I'll tell you this, you are definitely going to lose these body washers because they just pop right off. And similar to like when you have body pins, they're just going to fly everywhere. Probably there's an easy way without destroying the body or making that ugly look on the body. Maybe I can affix this with some glue, but as of right now, I just wanted you guys to see that these body washers, they definitely do just pop off once you take the screws out. So as I was saying, 8 screws to take the body off. Here we have the body. And as I said, I'll do that swooping view I like to do so you guys have an idea of what exactly this body looks like. Move this over to the side. Beautiful inside. I've already used my adapters. Eventually, these are EC5s that are on here. I have this on an adapter just so I can use my Deans that I currently have. I'm going to be moving over from Deans over to XT90 connectors, so I'm most likely going to get rid of everything that's there, but temporarily, because my batteries are Deans, I just wanted to make sure that that was available for me. As I said, huge motor, guys. This motor is unbelievably huge. If you look at this, it's a 1200 kV motor, built for power for this large size vehicle. We have the 2 battery trays that are over here, a center differential that we have. Let's try to let's get this up for you guys too. I'll bring this closer to the camera so you guys have an idea, but this thing is heavy. As I said, you have the motor right here, the 1200 kV motor. Right here you have the 150 amp ESC. I'll pull this over to see the model of it, but it's the normal standardized servo that they have for Losi for these large scale vehicles. The tremendously large, big bore shocks. These things are huge. But I will definitely say it's about the same size as the shocks in my Sen. Let's get this back up here. Very big car, very nice car. We have the receiver box here, which is enclosed. They claim it's waterproof, water resistant. It's an on-road car. I don't expect to be sitting there, dousing this thing in the water or anything like that, or even running it through puddles. There's sway bars in the front and rear. One of the beautiful things which you will have to, which you can deal with, which won't have to deal with the 8 screws, is underneath here. Underneath here, you have the battery trays, which is great just to get access to your batteries right underneath there. Excellent idea, especially for a vehicle where the body and removing 8 screws is not that accessible. Great idea to do this on a vehicle like this. The chassis is all metal chassis. You can definitely feel it. This thing is built well. I can't wait to take this thing out. There's scoops on the rear here. And also, let me slide that over. Also on the front, so you got some air dam scoops on the front and rear. Well-made car, guys. The one thing I've seen on previous videos out there is the tires seem very slippery. I'm going to see how they work. If anything, I may want to get a compound to spray on these tires, make them a little bit more sticky. I know a lot of people tend to go over to those RC Hornet adapters and to adapt those aftermarket wheels on there. I want to see what these have because they feel pretty firm. The wheels feel pretty firm on here, and I want to use the car as stock as possible until I require, not even require, but where I feel updates are needed. As of right now, or better yet, as of the filming of this video, there's not many, if any, hop-ups on this car. I've been looking for, even to the point of looking for bodies for this vehicle, and there's nothing, guys. There are absolutely no bodies available that I've seen where I would see that they would fit on this car, along with any hop-ups. Anything that you're going to have to do with this, from what I'm seeing, would have to be some kind of either one, going with the standard Losi parts to replace things, or two, manufacturing your own parts. Right now, looking at this thing is a very sturdy build. In regards to hop-ups, I don't foresee anything really being needed. I mean, unless you're doing speed runs where you're going those insane amount of speeds, I think this thing is going to hold up, guys. I really do. I really feel that this vehicle is going to hold up. The shock, the brace here, the body brace right here, it's pretty thick. I wish it was metal, but it looks like it'll support any flexing that would happen with the body if you're going those insane speeds. Not bad at all. And to be quite honest, guys, if you want to see a video or see a YouTube channel of what can happen to these vehicles under extreme speeds and when they crash, Rockbud, one of the channels I subscribe to, I think close to since he posted up that video of when he was talking about his Audi 6 crashing and the pain of trying to get it back. I haven't seen a video recently of what it looks like now, but definitely that was one of the videos out there that inspired me to get this car. But I can definitely attest to what he's put out there, that going those insane speeds and what could possibly happen to these cars. watch this video. It's a very good one out there, so you guys can see. Wanted to bring this vehicle out so you guys have an idea of what the Losi 6 looks like. I'm going to bring a couple more of my on-road cars out so you guys have an idea of what the size comparisons are. Some of my other on-road cars are, in fact, 1/10 scale, 1/8 scale. So you get an idea of what it looks like. I don't have any other on-road cars that are this big. This is huge. But I definitely have a couple other cars you guys can see and get an idea of what this 1/6 scale actually looks like. All right, guys, so I wanted to give you a comparisons of my other on-road cars that I have. And right here we have my Audi DM1E. I think at one point they had a nitro version of this car. I bought this as a 80% complete vehicle when Audi was around. Stuck in my own electronics. There was some minor things you had to do with the build. I think it was putting the body post in and painting up the body. But this was one of my first large on-road cars that I had, or large meaning 1/8 scale on-road cars. And I want to give you guys kind of a comparisons between the two. Definitely don't have the real estate here to put them side by side, but I will definitely show you a shot of the DM1 on top of the Audi so you guys get an idea. So here it is, guys. You got my Audi DM1 with my Losi 6 on the bottom here. Wow. As I said, it's about a foot, maybe not, maybe a 3/4 of a foot. It's a good amount of distance between the two vehicles. This was always considered to me one of my larger on-road cars. Love this car. Love the way that this car handles. It's a very fun car to drive. I know a lot of people who use this vehicle, a lot of YouTubers I've seen out there who use this vehicle for speed runs. Excellent vehicle for that. So I just want to give you guys a size comparison of the two, what they look like. As you can see, as I said, the DM1 at this time of this video is no longer being offered. And the company Habao, who has kind of taken over the reins in regards to releasing some of the previous Audi cars that were out there, has not at this time released a DM1-like vehicle. But just wanted to give you guys an idea of what the size comparisons between the two. All right, guys, so what we have here now is my Team Associate TC3 Nitro. Yes, I said Nitro and not a conversion. This is my last Nitro car that I have. Definitely one of the vehicles I was on the fence of converting it, saw how much trouble it would be to convert this car. And you know what? I felt it was good to also have at least one Nitro car still in my collection. As I said, I've had in my time of owning RCs probably 3 Nitro vehicles: the T-Max, the Team Associated TC3, and also my Audi GTP. Were the 3 Nitros that I've always had. 2 of them right now, my T-Max and my Audi GTP2, it has been converted over to electric. This, I will not. I will keep this Nitro for as long as I own this car. Very nice car to drive, very nice car to own. All right, guys, so what I have here now is my Tamiya TA0 electric car. One of my first RCs I've ever owned. I think I now had this, wow, this is quite some time. I've had this vehicle for close to 14 years, somewhere maybe around there, maybe a little bit longer. When I first got this car, this was the Mercedes-Benz CLK. That was the shell that came with it. Built this car up from scratch. It's belt driven. Took it out for the first run, not with the CLK body. I had like some kind of Ferrari body that I had bought that I wanted to throw on there because the CLK body was the one where the engine was exposed. It was beautiful. Didn't want to have that car, that body kind of getting smashed up on my first run with my first RC. So I had this Ferrari shell that was on there. First run, guys. Took it out. The ESC went ballistic and the car just went smack into a curb, smashed up my entire front end. Since then, for a while, built this up. Light kits are everywhere. I mean, you got light kits here, light kits in the front, light kits on the fog lights down here, tail lights. The lights basically operate when you turn, the signals turn on the ends. Beautiful car. I kept this car so much nostalgic is that I still have my Novak Reactor ESC in here, and I've toyed with the idea of possibly converting it over to brushless, or possibly changing the brush system that's in here to a more modern system. And I said, this is my first RC. I'm going to keep it the way it is. You know, I'm not going to change it. You know, if once in a while I'll change the shells out, but this has been pretty much since I've done this shell, probably about 4 years ago. This is my shelf queen. It does not do anything but just sit there and look pretty. I had some carbon fiber that I put here on the body, not for support or anything, but just for looks, because it's like a pearled metallic look that goes through the body. Went ahead and bought these HPI rims just for looks purposes, to kind of give that all white look. Beautiful car sitting up on a shelf. It's really nice looking. As I said, pretty much now turned into a shelf queen. Hasn't really done much running outside. Don't know if I will take this outside at all, but you know, just wanted to show you guys another one of my on-road cars, especially since it was my first on-road car. Kind of give you guys an idea of what that looks like. And I'll bring out the last on-road car so you guys have an idea of what my on-road collection looks like. So lastly, guys, I have my TT01 here, my Tamiya TA0. Another one of my 1/10 scale on-road cars. This is my drift car. It has drift spec tires, everything, the motor is brushed, all the weight is balanced in a way. The drive shaft is not the plastic drive shaft that only comes with the TT01s. This car is not their drift model that they had. I converted this to drift. The drift model that they had at the time wasn't even available when I bought this kit. This is a kit. It is not a ready to run. It was built from scratch and built to these specs to kind of give me that feel of drifting. At the time, drifting had just started up. I just wanted something to kind of get into that part of the hobby. Wanted to do it myself rather than buying a car that that was built to drift. The cool thing about it, as I said, this was in the early stages of drifting. There wasn't even drifting cars out there at the time, guys. You basically had to make a drift car yourself. A lot of the kits now that are available, they come out of the kit ready to drift. And I'm not talking about ready to run. I'm talking about even kits that you have to build, but they're built spec-wise to be a drift car. This car, a lot of fun. As I said, it is built to drift. I did the whole light kits in the front, light kits in the rear. Actually, one of my first light kit builds that I did was on this car. And it was fun. It was fun. I don't drift as much now as I used to in the past, mainly because there's no indoor tracks that do it in the outdoor areas. They're just filled with gravel here in New York. I mean, unlike most areas in New York, we don't have the best roads out here. And you're subjected to go into like parking lots to try and find a nice clean parking lot to do it. But for the most part, a lot of fun. So that's it, guys. Basically wanted to show you a collection of my on-road RCs, especially with my my Losi 6ix here in the background. Kind of give you an idea of the size comparisons. As I said, with these 1/10 scales, doesn't make any sense to kind of put them on top. It will look like a joke. These cars are very small compared to the 1/6. But I also wanted to show you guys my collection of on-road cars. Kind of give you guys an idea of what other options are out there. Just so you guys have an idea that it's not just simply off-road bashing, dirt, everything. There is on-road out there, and if you have the space and the love for on-road cars, especially with a lot of the vehicles these days moving closer towards the scale part of the hobby, on-road definitely has a lot of cars out there that have that scale look. Thanks again for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell. Ready, Set, RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.